I'm absolutely the worst at, numbers and math, so...
Great, this is going to go so well.
It's fine, there's no math in this.
See if I can get your volume up a little bit more.
You don't need to hear me. It's fine. Hey, I see the thing. Cool. Hello, people of the internet. This is Together Among the Stars. We're back.
Together.
And among the stars, allegedly.
Yeah.
Jason, you want to tell us who you are?
I suppose.
For today?
Sure. Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm Jason Cassidy. I am the creative director of Even Footing Games and the man-child behind the Babies and Broadswords system. And I also play Paddler the Kenku Bard on the fantastic Abstract Adventures podcast. And yeah, I am a Capricorn. I like long walks on the beach. At any moment, my kids are going to bust in, even though the sign very clearly says Daddy recording, but they'll do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they're kids. They can't read, right?
Nah. No, they're American kids on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Education system. It's
exactly.
Shambles.
Exactly. I wish these were jokes.
As always, I skipped my own introduction. I know, right? I skipped my own introduction, but I mean, I think people probably know me. But if this is your first time here, I'm Rick. I'm the game master for Hammer the Gods. I also am here every Saturday, basically, and pretty much any other time that they let me be here. So, yeah. I'm gonna pause for a second so that Artemis can cut this later, because I never do it at the right place. So, got some announcements before we get started.
Sure.
As always, sponsor for tonight is Canadian Dice. You can go to canadiandice.ca, use the code THEVACTER, all one word, for 15% off your order at checkout. There's no dice pick this week because we suck. It is what it is.
So that's a deal.
Right? And the shipping is insanely fast. I'm not sponsored by him, technically. So, that's an unbiased statement-ish.
It's just a fact. The shipping is fast. It's just,
Yeah, I mean, I'm friends with him, but like...
Don't mention that. But don't mention that part. That makes it feel like a show. Just...
It is. I'm shameless show.
Okay.
Anyway, second announcement. Check out our merch store. We can get, nice shirts like the Half-Orc Energy, stickers, all kinds of stuff. Designed by Affy, Artemis, and Emily, and I think that's it. Anyway, third announcement is the schedule. So tomorrow, Aphemus is over on DM Jeremy's channel for Legacy of Fire at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Back here on Monday for Mistwalkers at 8:30. Tuesday, season finale of Blood in the Six, season 2. Hold on. Choking on my own spit.
Doing great, bud. You're doing great.
I'm so professional. Yeah. So Blood in the Six, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on DM Jeremy's channel. Wednesday, Wasteland Saga at 9 p.m. Eastern on Goodman Game. Jesus. It's one of those days on Goodman Games. Thursday is A Song of Crystal and Shadow. Crystal and Shadow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Friday is Fixius 5. And as always, find podcasts. Find this on wherever you get your podcast. Words are hard. Okay. I'm going to pause for 2 seconds so Artemis can cut. Close enough to 2 seconds. I don't know. I can't count. So, Jason, who are you playing today?
Today I'm going to be playing Durf Blastun, who is a space monk who controls a mysterious energy called the Power. And I got this all from my own head, and I'm not basing it on anything else that already exists in the world.
Yeah, but
That's it.
Totally sounds original.
Yeah,
Not
totally
derivative
original.
in any way.
Not a derivative, not a parody. Nope, just all from up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We would never do anything like that.
No. Creative geniuses.
All right, well. Also, don't tell me what to do, Artemis. I'll drink my barbecue water all I want.
Damn. Like, calm down. It's her
Respond to
show.
the chat.
Yeah. No, I get it. Just be nice to the people.
Never. That's what friends are for. So, I will have you roll our first D6 of the day.
Okay.
Let's do our interplanetary travel as we head to our first planet.
Heading to our first planet, together amongst the stars. I will be rolling a D6 made by the good people at Spectral Dice. I'm also shilling today. That is big old 1.
Okay.
Gonna make this difficult right off the bat.
One of us has trouble sleeping. Like you do. Well, so it means one of us has trouble sleeping. Usually it's the person who's rolling, but it doesn't have to be. But what are you worried about? What's keeping you from sleeping?
What's keeping me up? I have been experiencing nightmarish visions of a planet and it feels portentous. So I think I'm getting glimpses of someplace dangerous that we might be going to.
I don't know what you're talking about. We've never done anything dangerous even once.
No, and that's why these visions are so strange, because we're usually, right on the mark. Yeah.
So safe. Breckett has never poked anything dangerous with a stick.
Mm-hmm.
No. Don't know where you heard that.
I must have eaten something weird at the last port. Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yep.
Those sandwiches with the little space worms.
Yeah. Normally tentacles are not my thing, but every once in a while you just gotta get a couple in your mouth. I don't know.
Somebody please clip that. I will have you roll another D6 and we'll draw how many cards were.
3 cards.
All right. Nice medium planet. And I got a 3 on my first roll. So we are going to suddenly come upon, got the 5 of spades.
Okay.
So spades are natural phenomenon. And 5 is in a treetop.
Okay. So natural phenomenon in a treetop.
Mm-hmm. Usually, so kind of how we do it is normally the person who's doing the discovery will give like the initial details, and then the other person will kind of do the examination and add to it. So, I'm trying to think of something that we haven't done. I'm going to say that kind of like looking at this tree off in the distance, Breckett's probably got like his macro binoculars out. He like zooms in really, really close, and you can see that the leaves closer to the top are like gilded in some kind of precious metal. It seems a little bit unusual. It does kind of vary in color. It's not like it's gold or silver. Yeah, at least it wasn't Ancient Ruins in the treetop. That is one of my least favorite cards because I'm always like, how do we do this?
There's a planet full of giant space monkeys. Yeah. Also not derivative of anything. Yeah. So metal leaves in the trees, huh?
Or at least metal coated, yeah. So, that's kind of what Breckett sees from a distance. Obviously, shiny stuff. Breckett's going to head straight towards it, just make a beeline. And as we get closer, if Durf would like to roll for examination.
Sure. It's a 1.
Cool. Artemis and or Emily gets to draw it. But in the meantime, if you would paint us a word picture as we get closer, what kind of other details you might notice?
From the trees? Okay.
Mm.
All right. As we get closer to the trees with the gilded leaves, we can see that there are vines wrapped around the trees, but they look almost like braided metal cable. Well, I can't even think of what the stuff is called, but like what's inside of a bike lock, you know, how they've got the braided metal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like it's wrapped up, different metal cords all braided together. And the braided metal ropes, vines, start in the ground and then come up around the trees and then kind of get lost amongst the branches up above. So it's almost like something underground is that's metal is drawing sustenance from the trees above, or trying to choke them out. Maybe
you could say that they were together among the leaves.
Yeah, you could say that. I don't know if you would want to, but you could.
You shouldn't, but yeah.
New game idea?
Yeah, Breckett's just like, that's right. Breckett's just like, that's bizarre. I've never seen anything like that. Have you?
No, normally, you know, when I go exploring amongst the stars, the metal stays with the metal and the trees stay with the trees. I was under the impression that nature didn't like to mix things up like that.
Well,
what a curious planet.
In the words of a very wise man, life finds a way.
Truly a wise man, shirtless or otherwise.
You notice that under the spacesuit, Breckett is definitely wearing like a mostly unbuttoned black button-up shirt.
Nice. Definitely official gear of the truly wise and sexy in the universe.
Yeah. That is the official uniform.
Does a lot of lounging for some reason. Nobody saw that.
Yeah, kids can't read. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. I haven't seen the synth ending. I don't think. Artemis.
I mean, the way the ropes are kind of, whatever these things are that are wrapped around the trees are mingling up amongst the leaves. It's almost like, I don't know, maybe is the tree becoming metal, or is the metal becoming tree?
You said what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, wavelengths and all. Happens when you spend a lot of time together amongst the stars.
It's like we work at the same company and like
right.
Or something. I don't know. Both in game and out of game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Breckett just goes over and he like uses his jetpack, goes up, grabs a leaf, and like starts examining it and like tries to break it open, but it's pretty solid.
So it's actually like a clunk. The whole leaf is made of metal. It's not just gilded. Okay.
Yeah, like as soon as he like pulls it off, it actually drags him down a little bit because it's a lot more dense than it looks.
Durf is also more dense than he looks. What kind of metal do you think it's made out of?
Breckett just like takes it and licks it, and he's like, tastes kind of coppery, but
copper can be used for plumbing.
I'm not a metal scientist.
What kind of scientist are you?
Yes. And then he like jetpacks away.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. Instead of Alchemist, we are Rickson.
Theoretic. That's what got you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Got you.
All right. Yeah. So as Breckett jets off to find some other stuff, if you would roll me a d6, it's your turn to make a discovery.
Okay. It's a 4.
4. Okay. Another sudden discovery. We're not.
All right.
We're not putting any work today. We've got the 2 of hearts.
Okay, sudden discovery, and so if I'm reading this right, hearts are ruins, and 2 is under the light of the moons.
Yep.
Okay. It has gotten dark quickly on this very suddenly. The day-night cycle is so quick you can almost see the sun and the moon moving through the sky as you look at them. It's just
like you blink and then hey,
right, and then oh my gosh, it's daytime. Yeah, which wouldn't sustain any sort of life if it was actually like that. But this is speculative fiction.
Physics. It's space
exactly
physics.
Space physics. Durf is kind of following behind, looking at the trees and the leaves and still trying to figure out the mystery of if they can melt those down and sell them for copper, because copper always brings in a couple extra bucks, if that's what the leaves are made of. And he is surprised when he falls through a hole in the ground and finds himself amongst rusted out metal machines that almost look like excavating tools, like big bulldozers and drills and stuff under the surface of the planet. And all he can see when he looks up is just the moon moving quickly past the hole that he just fell down.
And Breckett's just like talking.
I'm in a hole!
Yeah. Breckett's just like walking and talking and then realizes nobody's listening, which is totally unusual. Not the first time that's ever happened. And realizes that you're also not like there.
And
then eventually, you say something and he goes over to investigate and he's like, oh, it's like there's like really big Tonka trucks in there. This is different.
Yes. I found a giant's toy box.
Why are they underground, though?
Maybe this wasn't always underground? Maybe the ground came after the giant toy box.
No, that doesn't hold up.
That doesn't make sense? I thought we were doing space science here. That
Yeah, that's just bad science, though.
Oh, that's just... Okay. All right, well... Well, then why don't you hop your little jetpack butt down here and take a look at these Tonka trucks with me? Maybe we can figure out what the heck's going on here. Or throw a rope down or something. That would be good, too.
I mean, I could do that. And then he's like, saying, I don't know. And then he just, like, jetpacks down.
Thank you, Mr. Indecisive.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. Oh, I got a 6. Okay. You're absolutely right, Kayla. Space science is not all equal. Some sciences are better than others. Obviously, theoretical space science is the best.
Yeah, that sounds
and it has
pretty theoretical.
The fewest buttons, which is part of the appeal, really. So on a 6, I record how the feature changes in some way. So I'm going to say that as Breckett lands, maybe it's something about like the extra heat. These construction vehicles start to activate. And begin going to work automatically.
Whoa, what are they doing? Like, are they just rolling back and forth, or?
No, they seem like they're excavating something. I think they're just digging away, and I mean, the dump trucks can't really haul anything away. It's just to a different spot underground, but slightly shifting the dirt to one side.
So they're space haunted. They're being driven by space ghosts.
Probably coast to coast too.
From coast to coast, yeah. I'm glad you, me, and one other person got that reference. Right.
That's what we're here for. Is that one person? Yeah. So like as they start doing this, both Breckett and Durf feel very unsafe,
Hmm.
and Breckett starts to fly off. He's like, "Oh shit!" Grabs you by like the scruff of your neck and then hauls
I
you out.
appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, I could have used the power to get out of the hole. I can do this power jump thing, but thanks for the lift.
You keep saying that. I've not seen it, so
You don't just whip out the power willy-nil, even though it flows through all of us
right,
like an energy. Yeah.
sure does.
Hmm.
Maybe even like tiny little organisms.
No, that's not it at all. That's not. No. In fact, whoever told you that
Some kind of
was lying to you,
asshole.
and was obviously under the spell of too much money,
That will
which is
happen.
yeah, little organisms. I'd forgotten all about that, Rick. Like I blocked that from my mind. Stupid
I love how Star Wars has
mitochondria or
completely,
midichlorians or whatever the hell they were.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love how Star Wars has just completely ignored that ever since. They're just like, no, fake. Don't
Hmm.
know why we said that.
I think there's going to be more ignored about Star Wars as more time progresses than is remembered. Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
All right, so flying out of this hole, Brackett's just going to move on to some other. Wow, all of the sudden discoveries today. We're putting in zero work and just finding all the things. We get the 5 of diamonds. So once again, got a treetop, and diamonds are living beings.
Ooh.
I'm going to say that we find the same trees. It's gone through a couple of cycles of daylight.
Right. Yeah,
By this
we've been
point,
down there
as
for about
opposed to
4 days in the space of 10 minutes. Yeah.
yeah. And so like now that it's nighttime, under the light of the mini moons, this tiny planet has like I don't know 20 moons.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
That all tracks. Yeah.
yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson isn't listening,
Uh,
right? We're not gonna get letters.
you know what? I really don't care what he says anymore. Turns out he's an asshole. So
The guy ruined Titanic. Yeah.
how dare he? That's a national treasure, obviously. Yes, Artemis, they are clap on moon. That's every time that we make the clapping sound, another moon appears. So we see in that same tree, there's just like these space slugs that seem to be corroding the metal. They're not necessarily eating it; they're just like making it less valuable.
Does it seem like they're doing it on purpose, or are they just their reaction when they crawl over things?
Maybe a bit of both. Like maybe
Interesting.
the corrosion gives off some kind of energy that they feed on.
Some kind of power? Are they power sensitive slugs?
I don't know. There's only one way to find
All
out.
right, let me examine and see what Durf is going to take a look at these slugs a little closer. He'll scurry up one of the trees so he can get a nice. Careful not to touch the corrosiveness. That is a 2 and a detail I notice about. Oh no, I draw the feature. Okay. I don't have to draw it though, right? I mean, I think I
you
can.
can if you want.
I think I could manage a slug, but the slugs, as you get closer to them, are actually connected to the trees by tiny, like a root system. So it almost seems like the slugs are part of the trees. And as they crawl, they corrode the metal, but it doesn't affect the bark of the tree. So it's almost as if maybe the trees are sending the slugs out to get rid of the metal. They might be sluggy white blood cells for these
Yeah,
these sapient trees. Yeah.
we didn't say anything about what kind of color they were. So yeah, maybe they are kind of like a whitish color.
Yeah. So there you go. Draw me some white tree slugs corroding metal with their slime. That's what we found.
Sounds like a great picture. Can't wait to see it.
It's nature striking back against consumer, whatever you do with Tonka trucks.
It's a very subtle metaphor.
Oh yeah. That's what we're all about.
Yeah,
subtlety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so that was it for this planet.
Cool.
Got some more cards.
Good luck, slugs.
Yeah, we're just like, you know what, slug planet, like this is not that great. Yeah. It's kind of boring. So let's go find some excitement.
I'm not into overly obvious metaphors. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you want to roll for our discovery here.
Sure.
New planet.
It's arduous to get to. Okay.
Ooh, okay. And we've got the 3 of clubs.
3 of clubs, excuse me. Clubs are plants and other mobile forms of life. And 3 is by a gentle river. All right. So we land on this. We're walking around more. Are we on a new planet, or is this still the same planet?
Usually, whenever we draw new cards, most of the time I say that we've gone to a new planet.
Okay, so we're on a different planet. Okay. So we've left the tree planet because, come on, it's just trees and slugs, right. And giant Tonka trucks. Been there. That's half the galaxy. We land on a planet which is mostly archipelagos. They're all little islands crisscrossed by streams of running water. And as our ship lands and we pop out and take a look around one of the larger land masses that we're on, at the bottom of the river that we can see because the water's so clear, there are flowers that are somehow growing into the water, and whenever they gently wave with the stream, they give off like glowing particles. Okay. And Durf's gonna toss kind of a rock into the water, just because why not? He's trying to skip and he's not very good at it and just goes plunk. And we watch the rock sink for a long time, and we realize that even though it looks like the river's only maybe 6 or 7 feet deep, it's probably closer to 20 or 30 because that rock just goes down and down and down and down and down, and down, which means these little plants are probably real big from the depths.
Do love a good optical illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see. I got a 2. Not underwater landweed. This is slightly different. These are flowers. Landweed is a non-flowering plant. So I got a 2. So this is another one that you guys are gonna draw, because we're not doing it.
I'm not doing it. Nobody told me I had to draw anything.
Yeah, I forget about that part sometimes, honestly. Let's see. So yeah, I'm gonna say that Breckett gets in the submersible and is just like exploring down there. And the roots are extensive. Like they go very far, and they also spread out significantly. And it seems like they're all kind of connected. It's like their roots are all holding hands with each other, essentially.
So it's not a bunch of little of separate plants. It's one big plant that seems to. Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or they could have even like eventually grown together.
Right. Nice.
Yeah. It's like a transformer, but plants. Or not transformer, like a Power Ranger thing. You combine all the different...
Right. They're Zords, is what you're saying.
That's the word. Yeah.
They're underwater plant Zords.
Exactly.
Which is probably actually in one of the Power Rangers series, I'm sure. I know they were writing dinosaurs at one point. Why not underwater plants?
I mean, like you do.
Like you do.
We've got dinosaurs here. And as we're... I'm just giving you shit, Artemis. I mean, that's my job here. To run this and give you shit. That's why I'm here. Yeah, as Breckett mentions a dinosaur, there's like a teleporter sound as Reggie, our little diamond long neck dinosaur. He's a baby still, so he's, like a large dog size.
Sure.
Just teleports in and just starts like munching on these plants.
So he's gotten out of. But okay.
Yeah.
So he's under the water.
No.
Or is he munching on?
They come up above.
They come up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
changing the rules on me. All right.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
There's no GM, so we just do.
That's right. That's where we make it up. Wait, we're just making stuff up, aren't we?
Joke's on you. Has been all along.
Where did I get this script from? How strange. All
right. So yeah, that's my examination. Breckett's
nice.
You know what? Like plants or.
I mean, the dinosaur looks full. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Breckett's been filming space TikToks the whole time that Reggie's been there. So.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. You gotta do something, right?
Yeah. And water's not good for my energy sword. Yeah.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, that I have.
So I got a 6 on the dice, and it's the 2 of spades. Wow, words. So while we are resting, we've got under the light of the moon, some kind of natural phenomena. I'm going to say that we find these like almost Easter Island type heads.
Okay.
But they don't look at all human. They kind of look like a meatball with sharp teeth and no eyes.
So kind of like the Langoliers from that from the miniseries. Yeah. That's for a different person.
Yeah.
One other guy who got that reference in.
Yeah, it's not me.
Yeah. Durf notices as you get closer. I rolled a 5, so record how the features change in some way. He is noting that they look like giant rocks with meatballs with teeth, right? But as you get closer, Durf notices that the mouths are actually opening and closing very, very slowly. Almost like the rock statue head thingies are maybe they're alive. They're just, because they're made out of rocks, they just move very, very slowly.
But is it like, because they're all in a line, Easter Island style.
Right.
They're doing the wave very slowly.
Yeah, it's like what their mouths are opening at different, but it definitely is in a wave. And you can hear a rumbling coming from them, like the ground rumbles in a very very low tones. So
interesting.
Yeah, it might be worth recording and seeing if we can speed it up a bit. Maybe see if they're talking to each other.
Yeah, you say that, and Breckett's totally just space TikTok, and he's got to like fast forward on it. Like, that's weird. This sounds familiar. And he like puts it on speakerphone so you can hear. And it's some kind of song.
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah, I think I've heard the ancient cassette tapes of this.
Yes, it's a summoning for their god, the Sandman. Yeah,
I have read that.
Mr. Sandman. Well, that's pretty interesting. But I'm not too worried about these rocks because they move real slow. So even if they ate, space wizards and theoretical scientists, I think we'd be able to get away from them.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could move slightly faster than that.
Yeah.
Plus, eventually they're going to get sued for copyright. So, we should probably just move on and not be involved in that.
Yeah, no, you don't want to mess with the space lawyers.
Yeah, space copyright is not a joking matter.
things don't become public domain for like 20,000 light years or something like that. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that tracks.
12 parsecs. That's how long it takes.
That's both. It's somehow simultaneously both.
Both right and it's both right and wrong depending on which nerd you ask. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, identity theft is not a joke. If you want to roll for our next discovery, we'll move on.
Do. Let's see what else we got on this crazy planet. It's a 4.
4. Okay. And we've got the Queen of Spades.
Queen, ooh, of Spades. That was.
Yeah.
Deep water, natural phenomenon. Okay.
There's plenty of deep water.
I mean, we're on the river planet. All right.
A flower would come upon suddenly, so.
Yeah. So it's it kind of. We've been so busy watching listening to the rock music.
God damn it.
Unintended. We've been listening to the rock music. That we didn't know that all the rivers have actually coalesced into a giant ocean. I guess we were really not paying attention to what was going on. And in the middle of the ocean, what was it? Natural phenomenon. In the middle of this, well, not in the middle of the ocean, far off, we can just see glimmers of lights, like almost like fireworks shooting out of the water itself. And if we were closer, we would realize there were actually bolts of lightning coming out of but they're all different colors coming out of the water. Crazy.
We can't see any kind of point that they're coming from or anything.
Not from where we are. We're way out. And the water gets pretty deep. So I don't know. Maybe they're being, maybe there's some sort of electromagnetic rock current thingy. I don't know. What's the equivalent of a naturally occurring magnet? I guess magnets kind of are naturally occurring, aren't they? Yeah. Magnets. How do they even work? Yeah.
Thanks, ICP.
You bet.
Very insightful.
Keeping it alive.
Yeah. So Breckett's just gonna get on the communicator and radio to Rory, Artemis's character, and our pilot, and it's just like, hey, can you, for one thing, can you go get some space Taco Bell and bring it back real quick?
Nice.
But
nice.
2, can you maybe get a different angle on this lightning thing? It's not really a priority, but when you're on your way. So yeah, order Space DoorDash. But if you order Space DoorDash, you can't see it.
You know what? It takes way too long, and the delivery cost is not worth it. At the end of there,
yeah, it's
I can get
double the price.
I can get cold space fries myself. I don't need to pay somebody $15 to bring me cold space fries.
Yeah, in space, Taco Bell still has the fries, whatever they were called.
Oh, the nacho fries or whatever. Yeah. Did Taco Bell win the franchise wars in this universe? Are we okay? So we're in the Demolition Man universe. This is a.
And also the Waffle House dominated.
Sure.
The two franchises that serve
different tiers of restaurants. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
One's a sit down.
Exactly, and one, but you can pick fights with the staff in both. So that's something that they share.
That's accurate. It's just what kind of mental state are they in? Are they a little bit more sedated, or are they a little bit more active?
That's right.
Yeah, you don't start out going to Waffle House or Space Waffle House. You just end up there. Because, it's not a Waffle House. It's a Waffle Home.
You're always family. Functional, violent family.
Yeah. Let's see. So I guess I should roll a thing, huh? That's a 5. So on my examination, Okay, I record how the feature changes. I'm gonna say that it starts like arcing, and starts arcing kind of in our direction, almost like it's like seeking out.
Oh.
Excuse me, something. Not necessarily us specifically, but something. And yeah, it just keeps it like, getting closer and closer with the arcs, and just like, maybe one of us should go back to the ship. Just a thought.
It would be fine if it was me. Yeah.
Breckett's already like jetpacking away.
I don't have a jetpack. Durf is running after.
I thought you had that. I thought you had that. Not force thing. The
power. What's the force? What is this? No. It's called the power. And I could totally use it whenever I want to. I just don't want to use it right now. Because
and there's a lot of pressure.
Reasons. Yeah. You can't just whip out your power whenever you want. You have to be prepped for it. You have to be mentally ready.
It's like what was the character's name in Mystery Men? Yeah. What was the character's name in Mystery Men who could only turn invisible if nobody was looking at him?
Oh, if nobody was looking at him? I mean, I remember it was Kel from Kenan and Kel, right? Yeah, I just can't think of his name in that. Yeah,
but it's basically like that. Like you can
right, exactly. I can only use the power when no one's looking at me and I'm not wearing pants. Yeah, that's it.
That tracks. Those things naturally go together. All right, we've got one more card.
One planet to go.
Well, one more card on this planet.
One more card, yeah.
Yeah.
You discovering this one?
No, this one. Or no, that was yours. Yeah.
That was mine, yeah.
I totally know where I am right now.
Jeez, I thought you were the one who actually knew how to play this game.
Suddenly. Well, I said allegedly. So we come upon suddenly the 6 of clubs. So we've got another plant. And 6 is on the snowy peak of a mountain. So somehow we didn't realize that there is like a lone mountain on this planet. It's on the other side, like the dark side.
Right. We were looking at we should have looked to the other behind us, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who knew that there was stuff in more than one direction?
There's other directions to look.
That sounds made up. I don't believe that. It's unscientific. And so as we reach the peak of this mountain, I'm gonna say there's just like a single little daisy.
Okay.
It's very ordinary, but it seems a little suspicious. It's like snowy mountain.
Sure.
It's a natural habitat necessarily of daisies. Also, not necessarily where daisies come from. It's a little weird to see this earth plant on, not earth.
Interesting. Well, let me take a look and see if I can examine. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a trap at all.
Yeah, Breckett hands you his science stick, which is just a regular stick that says science on it.
Gotcha. I'm gonna poke it. 4. Add a detail you notice about the feature. Durf's gonna poke it with a science stick. It seems like daisies don't belong on the tops of mountains and strange planets. And when he pokes it with the science stick, the daisy goes bang, and we realize that it's rubber plastic. It's not a real plant. That wouldn't stop some idiot from watering it though and trying to figure out why it wasn't growing. But yeah, I don't know why, but some other idiot. Yeah. But yeah, someone has planted a rubber daisy at the top of this mountain. Maybe it was discovered by I was going to say the Dutch, but that's tulips, isn't it? Some hippie astronauts discovered this planet first, and that was them planting their flag in the top of the mountain.
The space Dutch
Yeah.
could,
Yeah.
have different flowers.
The space hippies.
So Breckett's gonna, take a stick back and poke it a few more times. And weirdly, it seems like there's more to it than just the little flower on the surface. And he's like, I get this weird feeling that this goes deeper. So he just hands you a shovel, just casually. He's looking away, just like.
Yeah, like you didn't get the shovel in the back of the head. Yeah, Durf will start shoveling, but the second Breckett looks away, Durf uses the force and starts shoveling with his mind. The power. What's the force? I don't know what that is. That's nothing. Cut that. Uses the power and the shovel works with his power powers. But the second Breckett looks back around, it doesn't work anymore, and the shovel just kind of clatters to the ground. Like I was doing it.
Yeah, and as soon as Breckett turns around and sees that there's this huge section that's been removed, we can see that under the ground, not super far, but just far enough, you didn't see it immediately. There's this very, very smooth green something that is what the flower seems to be attached to. And as we continue, Breckett pulls out one of those hand broom things, and he's just delicately examining further. It seems like it continues on for a long ways.
So is it continuing down a long ways, or is it just continuing to the sides?
It's when you try to poke it with your shovel, it bounces back. It's a little bit springy.
Okay.
And also probably made out of some sort of rubberized.
Okay.
Something.
So it's some sort of turf.
Possibly.
Okay. That we found in space. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably AstroTurf would be the dumbest name that you could give it, so not that.
You could call it that, but I wouldn't, because I think that might be copyrighted too. So it's
probably not.
It's rubberized.
Copyright a stupid name like that.
Base landscape. Don't be so sure. Don't be so sure. So the planet underneath is covered in rubber springy stuff, huh?
Or at least under this mountain. We don't know.
At least under this mountain. And it's just green springy stuff all the way down, as far as we know?
As far as we can tell.
Okay. Crazy.
I feel like if we poke it enough, though, the ground starts to kind of rumble a little bit. Maybe this is not a plant after all, or maybe it's a lot bigger than we think.
Oh, come on. A giant land animal of some kind that's disguised itself as turf because it hasn't moved in generations? That's ridiculous. Where do you come up with this stuff?
Space.
Next, you're going to tell me, that we're floating on the back of a giant turtle or something.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen the turtle.
You've seen the turtle?
Mm-hmm.
Of enormous girth?
Absolutely. Yeah, so that's it for that planet.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I think you woke whatever it is up, and this might be a situation like that Moon movie that came out a couple years ago, where it turns out the moon was actually a giant egg all along. Moonfall. Did you see that?
I didn't, but
man,
I have seen a few similar things where the moon is an egg. So.
Yeah, the moon was an egg.
Doctor Who. I think there was a Doctor
I'm
Who
sure there was. Yeah.
But we came up with the idea first, obviously.
Don't see Moonfall. Yeah, don't bother. I think I spoiled it for everyone.
How dare you? Let's see. We're gonna do another 3 cards.
Let's do it.
And I think this was your discovery, because I think that
okay. Yep.
Fine.
2.
Putting in the work.
So it's arduous to get to. Is that where we are? Okay.
Yeah.
And what's our card?
Oh, that's right. I have to do the thing. That is a 4 of hearts.
We are on a new planet. In a steep canyon, there are ruins. Okay.
First time that's ever happened.
Ever happened. Yeah, so we land on a new planet, and it's crisscrossed by caverns, and we kind of land in the biggest one, down at the bottom of the cavern, and we can see. We have a hard time landing because there are ropes crisscrossing the edges of the canyon, and as we kind of look up at the sides of the cavern of the canyon, there seem to be little dwellings, little houses that have been dug into the sides of the canyon, and they've been whoever was there, they've long since left, but apparently traveled from spot to spot with these ropes that they've tied across. So they would either swing across to the other to visit grandma, or maybe they were just all really good trapeze artists or tightrope walkers or whatever the case may be. So yeah.
Breckett's like, I've seen this before. I know what to do here. And so like he goes, gets a little bit closer, and you just see he starts doing this weird like interpretive dance thing, and it takes a little while, maybe 10 minutes of him doing this, and then you start to see little like heads poking out of some of these ruins. It doesn't seem like they live there all the time. Like maybe they just made their way through some tunnels or something.
Okay.
But they're sort of like a yellowy, almost humanoid shape, but they're very, very small. And you see that there's like a couple of different sizes of them. You see that some are like maybe toddler sized.
Okay.
There's quite a few that are like tiny. And they just all kind of start doing the same dance. Like they fly their way down, they start doing the same dance.
So are they surrounding you, or are you all in a line? Okay, so it's not like a big line dance down the length of the canyon. Okay.
Actually, yeah, no, you know what? It is a line.
It is, yeah. So it's a Radio City Music Cavern. Is that what's going on right now? Yeah.
Or more like a honky tonk kind of.
Line. Okay.
Yeah.
They're boot scooting boogieing. All right.
Yeah, you can't hear the music, but like you probably have seen, some documentaries about the
sure about strange earth cultures or whatever religions. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know the steps and I don't hear the music, so Durf feels really left out. But he's too shy around new people to ask to join in, so he just kind of hangs back on the, against the wall.
I mean, it's standard issue for the Space Rangers to all get a battlefish, to translate.
Okay.
And I mean, with the new update, it does translate dance.
Oh, okay. So this is their language. You're not just. Yeah.
And I mean, you were installing the update as we landed.
Right.
First, it just seems like, oh, this is weird. But once it finally,
Once it finally goes through, I realize that these are bees, and I just didn't pick up on.
Well, they're actually made of pollen.
Like they're made of pollen. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've animated.
It's just like, we hang out with these guys all the time.
Cool. Sure.
All over the place.
They're pollinators. Yeah.
Yeah.
I started, of course, sneezing because allergies.
And they all just immediately run back to hide. They're like, "Oh god,
sorry, I ruined your dance party there."
Yeah, I mean, we do have antihistamines that come standard.
I don't believe in them. Yeah.
Durf is the anti-vaxxer.
No, the power will keep me.
Right. That's what they all say.
I'm not sneezing too much when we're dancing with giant pollen.
Small pollen, yeah.
Small giant pollen.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, I got a 4 on my examination, so let's see. So yeah, detail that I noticed about the feature is these pollen people, the other ones that we had seen are sort of humanoid in shape. These ones have an extra set of legs. They're like pollen centaurs.
Okay. So do they have like an extra torso that the legs extend out of, or do they just have?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
if they had horses, it seems like they would be,
Right. So it's not just like
weird
two extra
rider.
legs stuck on the side, making them really good at cartwheels or anything like that. Yeah.
Maybe some of them
Okay.
are like that.
All right.
It's the exception rather than the rule.
Gotcha. Well, only the elite few are wagon wheels. Yeah.
Yeah. They do love that song, by the way.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Even Hootie's version from a couple of years ago wasn't that bad.
Right.
Nah, it was pretty bad. All right.
Moving on.
Yes. What else we got on this crazy planet?
Oh, I got a 1. So we're going to put in some more work, and we'll get the 9 of spades.
Okay.
And 9, I believe, is... Oh, yeah, deep underground.
Underground.
Okay. And spades, of course, are a natural phenomenon. So, yeah, I'm going to say, since there already were, as you said, a lot of caves and canyons, we make our way, we kind of follow where these pollen people have gone. And we noticed that they seem to be mining some kind of, lightning.
Ooh.
That, you see that they've got these little pollen pickaxes, and eventually one of them will, strike. It'll start to crackle, and then they'll just put like a little cap over it, a hose attached to it that leads to a larger container.
And they're just sucking the lightning out. They're putting the lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
All right. I got a 6. So what can I see about
exactly?
Yeah,
Kayla. Apparently, Aaron's dealing with a hurricane or something. Sounds like a lame excuse not to be here, but
she needs a bottle full of lightning. Yeah. Once as we watch them mining the lightning from under from the deep cave, once the lightning is in these jars that they're sucking into, or these containers that they're sucking the lightning into, it displaces the gas. And the lightning goes out, and you realize that what they've been sucking out of the walls, the cave walls, are actually electric eels that have evolved to swim through rock, and they suck all their electricity out. And some of them come over and they unscrew the jar, and they kind of put it back up against the hole and bang the eel back into it,
like a ketchup bottle.
Right? But they can, yeah.
It's
and
like a ketchup bottle full of eels.
Exactly. Yeah. You milk the eels and then you send them back into the rocks. What a crazy planet this is!
Sound bad at all.
No, I mean they're reuse and recycle. You don't just throw the eel away because you take all its electricity. It'll make more.
Yeah, Breckett's just like, this is totally normal. This is not a thing that I'm seeing for the first time.
No. Who among us hasn't sucked the electricity of an eel in their life at least once or twice? That's how I got through college. Yeah,
Please, again, clip that. Because, that's gold.
It was selling plasma and eel sucking. That's how I afforded, books for third semester.
Yeah, like you do.
All right.
We've got one more card if you want to.
Yep, and I came upon it suddenly. What's the card?
Ooh. The 9 of clubs.
9 of clubs. So deep underground. We're already there. Yep. Plants and other immobile forms of life. Okay. We're interested to see what they do with these jars of lightning that they're containing, and so we follow the pollen people deeper into the caves, and we come to a huge cave that is just full wall to wall, ceiling to floor of mushrooms that are all growing out of, and you can tell they've kind of cultivated them to fill every crack available in this room. And when they get to the mushrooms, they kind of, throw the lightning onto the mushrooms, and wherever the lightning bounces, the mushroom glows and makes a sound, and then so the lightning will. So it's like a big pinball machine almost. Every time the lightning bounces to another mushroom, it makes another tone and another light color flashes.
Like the Super Mario jump sound?
Yeah, it's just like a boing, 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 and it goes bling, bling.
This would be really obnoxious if I lived here, but like...
Right. Well, it's a good thing we don't.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Breckett's gonna, do some examination, though, with some noise-canceling headphones. So you got a 5. So... yeah. How the feature changes in some way. I'm going to say eventually this lightning, there's like a central spot in this cave that does not have a mushroom. It almost looks like a drain for a shower, and eventually, like, as it kind of runs out of steam, physics or something, when it runs out of the bounce energy, it just like makes its way and kind of like circles around and goes down to who knows what.
Right down the drain.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like so many other things in life.
Yeah, and then you never see it again. Yeah. Right down the drain. Well, it's a good thing that we don't have any cards, so we're not going to go down that drain. Because why would we even bother? I mean, that's... Some things just need to stay a mystery. Right, Breckett? I don't feel the need to...
Yeah.
Right.
If only you could, like, use this power to, like...
You know what? Screw you. Okay. The power is everywhere. And it's certainly not collected out of the butts of rock eels and dumped down the mushroom drain. Okay?
Sure. I believe
that. Yeah. I'm feeling like you're questioning my religious beliefs, and I don't appreciate it.
Well, it is a little hard to believe because you just keep saying "trust me" and then like don't elaborate at all. But
what untrustworthy person has ever consistently told people to trust them?
Yeah, Breckett just like pulls out a history book. He's just like, a lot actually. Turns out. Conveniently, this is a history book written by Breckett, but.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that works out well.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't compete with your scholarship. You've obviously done your own research. Nothing to complain about here. Yeah.
On the space Google. A lot of space Wikipedia.
A lot of Spaceopedia.
Really, a lot of space YouTube videos.
Did you go down the wormhole? Yeah.
Yeah, as you like flip through the book, some of the pages, it's just like a space YouTube video.
Pretty handy. Why have the book if you just got the video?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good place for us to end.
I think so.
Thanks for joining us, Jason.
Well, thanks for having me. I had a good time exploring the galaxy with you, Rick.
Exploring and exploiting.
That's right. That's what it all comes down to.
Absolutely.
Finding new things and figuring out how to use them for our own personal gain.
Exactly. And yes, Artemis, it is written in crayon, much like the training manual. So, judge me.
You got to go with what you've got. I mean...
Yeah.
I sign checks with crayons sometimes. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's almost like we write for babies and broadswords, something like that. Something silly.
I like to play into the tropes. Yeah. Exactly. If I'm gonna make this this baby game, I might as well live the life as well as talk the talk. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Jason, anything you want to plug? Speaking of babies and broadswords, before we head out.
Yeah, absolutely. Check out Even Footing Games. That's the name of our website, evenfootinggames.com. You can find links to our games for free or for pay, depending on whatever you want. We've also got a podcast where we play test our stuff, and then we also try out other people's games. We've got book clubs that we stream once a month, so you can read along with us. We do a lot of anti-capitalist sci-fi dystopian nerd books. I don't think that was necessarily the plan, but it seems to be how it's worked out altogether. And you can follow us on all the major social media stuff. We write games for people who want to play something aside from 5e. So that's where we are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I assume we're gonna rate somebody. I don't know who. The usual people are online, but thanks for coming and watching. Thanks, Jason, for coming and playing. And
thanks for inviting me.
Next time, stick around for the raid, allegedly. We'll see.
Raid!